Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your Friday morning. I want to thank you guys and first apologize for being about 20 minutes late to this live stream. I want to thank you for letting me sleep in. I have not. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds, but I have not slept in this much in like I don't know how long. I feel so fluffy, and I don't know how long it's been since I've slept this much, but I feel amazing. I'm up $200, a little bit under $200 already. And I know that something is different or something is up with me because what I said this morning was, I feel like cleaning today, and that's definitely not something that I say, on a normal day. So I hope you guys are all having a great start to your Friday morning. Let's go ahead and absolutely kill it today. So let's keep it simple. Let's focus on whatever's actively trending up, and let's make that money. So, wait, I still have IMAX? I thought I looked all sorts of fluffy today, as in like, good. My goodness. Okay, I guess not. Here we go. All right, let's have some fun. So with TQQQ, I'm up 198.42. It started showing signs of a sell-off. It's approaching that middle VWAP. Looking at /NQ, we can see that this thing is pulling back a little bit. Now it's starting to show a little bit signs of a sell-off. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to keep it very simple. As of right now, I'm going to buy 1,300 shares. I'm going to buy that with a market order as it's showing signs of an uptrend. So I bought that at market price at 13.33, showing signs of an uptrend. Following /NQ pretty closely. So just to make sure that if this thing begins to push back up, I'll simply cut losses on the inverse ETF, right? So you look like Rocky after a fight. What the heck? I hope you guys are kidding. I feel like $1,000,000. I swear, I don't know how long it's been since I've slept this much. Like, I feel absolutely amazing. It's so cool. Like, I don't know if this is how people feel every single day, but it feels amazing. If you think you messaged me and I haven't responded, Mason, just do me the biggest favor and simply like put a little like smiley face or an exclamation mark, or just be like, hey, or something like that, just so it pops back up. Because sometimes I do open messages and I don't respond to them. Unfortunately, if I end up clicking out of it, and then it's hard for me to find it again. So yeah, let's just go with that. Here we go. Okay, so TQQQ has been making lower lows. Let's see if we're going to see lower lows or if it's going to start showing signs of a continuous uptrend pattern. So looking at its overall direction on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, it's been SQQQ, right, or SQs. That's the one that's been showing signs of a sell-off. It's been TQs, the one that has been showing signs of an uptrend. But looking at the 180-day analysis, we could see that this definitely does have the potential to try to recover. And SQQ is a little bit more on the overextended side and has been pulling back a little bit, so it makes sense on why it can continue to sell off. So we'll give it a little bit to try to identify its direction. I'll have my order ready to sell, just depending on which direction it goes. The upside when Ricky doesn't get sleep is he talks slower. Oh, am I talking really fast again? So I trade. So that's a good question. How many shares do you know that you should buy? When you should buy more, when you should buy less? So first of all, it's not really the share size or that I really focus on. It's how much I'm investing. So I like to take like 40 or 50% positions of my overall like account value, or my overall like position value, right before I'm about to take a solid position. So what I mean by that is like, just to put into perspective, for SQQQ, I am comfortable taking first an initial position. It's showing signs of an uptrend. I'll take a 50% position. In my head, I already know that that's about 1,000 to 1,500 shares, just because I've been trading it so often. But if you wanted to do the math, you can do the math yourself. And then I can add the remaining shares as time goes on. But I trade this one so often that and I know for TQQQ, if I want to buy like a 15,000 share position, it'd be about 400 to 500 shares. So I've done the math already, so now I just buy the shares. But yeah, I focus more on how much I'm buying and doing that average up approach rather than how many shares I'm buying. I really don't care how many shares I'm buying. That's never been a huge focus of mine. So we're seeing a slight resistance right here, right around 1340. So 1340, looking at forward slash. Oh, here we go. Are we going to start? Oh, there we go. 1340, making lower lows. So are we making higher highs? There we go. Making higher highs. I'll buy the remaining 1,000 shares. Here we go. I got filled at 42.65, so we could just say 42. Why am I saying 42? 43.25, so that's pretty much 44. So 13.44. Here we go. We're up a little bit over $100. Nice. Resistance is going to be right around 13.50. Yes, I know that it's hit highs of like 13.55 during right as the market opened and during pre-market hours. But again, I'm focusing. What is it that I try to focus on myself? The general area, right? Not the exact price point. So I'm not going to try to squeeze out every single cent that I can out of this. I'm going to try to focus on the general area of, as I get close to that resistance, it makes sense on why I should sell it, right? That top VWAP indicator and all that good stuff. So here we go, up a little bit over 200. Again, I keep closing this out because I don't want to chase a dollar value because I didn't know exactly how much I was up. I thought it just broke 100, but I forgot I added my remaining shares, so I'm up a little bit more. So there's a slight resistance right around this general area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it. I locked in profits, average of 13.47. Again, I know this thing can continue to shoot up, right? I'm happy with how much I made, $225.73. Blessed, right? Now I know that it might be due for a pullback before it continues to uptrend. So I'm gonna hold off on this, right? Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible today. Today is all about simplicity. Up a little bit over $200 here. And then when it comes down to the position on TQQQ, up nearly $200. So this is altogether, I'm a little bit over 400. So definitely extremely happy. Okay, so it just popped up to 1350, just like we expected. Great. 1351, 1350. It could hit highs of 1355 based off previous patterns, and it makes sense. It 100% makes sense. Let's see. So I want to see if we end up getting rejected at this area, because again, this is where I view for this to be a resistance, right? So I want to see if we get see a slight rejection before. I don't know if it's even worth the risk, though. Okay, let's try to maybe focus on something else. So this one's showing signs of a downward pattern. So let's look at NG. Sorry about that. So NG showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So maybe focusing on something like UGAS would make sense, right? Since it's trending up on the day. So let's go on over to UGAS, and yep, it makes sense on why this thing can try to push up. Let's look at the 5-day, 5-minute chart and try to understand its direction. I don't really see much there on the 20-day, 1-hour chart. Don't really see much there. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't really see like the margin of profit or opportunity cost to really be worth it. So there you go. We got a slight rejection. I don't know if I want to like try to, because again, if I go into, so as of right now, if SQQQ pulls back, it could bounce right around the EMA line on the perfect picture, right? But if I try to trade its inverse ETF, which is TQQQ, this thing can try to recover, but if it gets rejected, I have to ask myself, hey, is that margin of profit worth it? And what if it even doesn't get there and then continues to bleed? Is that day trade worth it? Probably not. Like the risk is probably a little bit too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit more time. If we can get a bounce around the EMA indicator, perfect. If not, then, we definitely don't have to. I mean, you guys this morning up. Oh, Samuel, dude, you're always freaking killing it. You got to leave some profits for the rest of us. Not fair. Here we go. Let's look at NQ. Overall direction of this is trending. This is signs of an uptrend, so this should follow this. Yeah, you want to talk about Apple? So Apple, huge negative catalyst because of its earnings, right? Looking at it, the 5-day, 5-minute chart, huge sell-off. Got rejected by the SMA line, so on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. On the 20-day, 1-hour chart, very continuous downtrend pattern. 180-day chart, not showing any signs of an uptrend. I mean, this would be more of a dip buy potential and hope that it comes back up to the SMA line, which offers a 5% margin. You just have to ask yourself if that's something that's, worth the investment. Other than that, I mean, it's selling off because of that negative catalyst. I don't see this thing still showing any signs of an uptrend anytime soon. Let's check this out. Okay, so what do we have here? Again, if we're having trouble identifying its direction, then we definitely don't have to force it. So we don't know, or I don't know about you guys, but as of right now, I'm struggling to see, again, we're reaching this area where it's definitely overbought, right? So I might need to give it a little bit more time, for this thing to push up to 1360, 1370 to have a little bit more of an understanding that this thing is going to continue to push up for the day. The reason that I'm so sketched out about this one is, first of all, it's overbought on the day based off previous patterns, so I don't know if it's at a resistance and then simply just going to sell back off to 1320. If so, I definitely don't want to take part because, again, it's not a good deal, right? The margin of profit does not outweigh the margin of loss. But if I see the overall direction continuously showing signs of an uptrend pattern, then that might be something that I might want to pay attention to. SQQQ was supposed to bounce on this SMA line and completely broke its pattern. It has been trying to recover ever since, but it's also been making lower lows. So that is also another reason why I might not feel so comfortable taking a position here, because all day yesterday it sold off, right? And looking at TQQQ, again, this is at its overall support. It's been showing signs of it trying to reverse within the past couple of days, of it trying to make higher highs and higher lows as well. So again, we have all day to take advantage of these opportunities. Don't restrain yourself from trading by trying to take your position in the very beginning and end up not taking a position that actually ended up benefiting you, right? So right now we still see SQQQ showing signs of an uptrend 100%, and it might continue to uptrend for the day, but I want to give it a little bit more time. Okay, so a couple of you are talking about LEBU, LEBD. Okay, so LEBU, let's look at the overall direction for this. Has been showing signs of a continuous downtrend pattern. It's a very overbought, right? There's no question about that. This is the one that has been continuously trending down. Okay, so it's showing signs of a potential reversal of pattern. It's very overbought though. You could see that with the RSI and you could see that with the MACD. Can it continue to uptrend? Yes, but is that something that it normally does where it just shoots up? No. Look at this and look at this. It makes sense on now why it's a little bit on the overbought side, and now it's starting to show signs of a sell-off. So LEBD might be our focus for today, right? In comparison to okay, this is also overextended on the day though. So we might want to wait for a pullback confirmation before getting back in. So again, how do I feel about trading right when the market opens? If you see something of value, great. If you don't, then there's no reason to. So it all comes down to when you identify something that's a good deal or worth the investment. Not something just because it's market open, it's like, oh, time to take a position. No, like that's, that's such a generic way of trying to like approach like, trading that I don't think it personally works like that in my experience. So locked in profits and glue, congrats. So here we go. We're starting to see this thing make higher highs. So this thing's pretty solid. Look at the RSI. Okay. Previous resistance. Overall, trying to perform or offer an ascending uptrend pattern. Looks like its earnings acted as a positive catalyst to drive the price up. So not only with this positive catalyst, but again, and now it's very overextended. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD. The margin of profit, I don't think outweighs the margin of loss. So that's just something that I would kind of like look out for. LABD, there we go. LABD is definitely pushing up really nicely. JNUG, if I'm not mistaken, should be up on the day. Yep, there we go. We got SQQQ that's selling off. LABD. DIS is showing a little bit signs of a sell-off. UGAZ is pushing up. Gosh, let's check this out. Okay, so it's now starting to show signs of a recovery. So /CL should be following as well. It's not. What the heck? Okay, that's a little different. And again, they don't follow each other directly. But yeah, /CL is very oversold. No signs of a reversal just yet for that. So with Gush showing already signs of a reversal, again, don't think that it's 100% just going to continue to uptrend. I would still just focus on buying the lows, selling the highs until we get a continuous uptrend pattern confirmation. So that's kind of the direction that I would kind of go with. All right. And it's been making lower lows today as well. So it makes sense on why it can continue to sell off. So here we go, SQQQ, or SQs is starting to sell off. I wouldn't call it an overall reversal. Again, we don't see this thing continuously making lower lows yet. It's barely starting to pull back just a little bit. So let's not get carried away. David says GoPro please, and that means that I break down GoPro for David. So GoPro having a very aggressive sell-off due to its earnings, continuous downtrend pattern, down to $5.60. Holy moly. Again, it's super oversold now, right back looking at this horizontal pattern. That's freaking crazy. So right now we're around 560. I'm going to put my alert for a potential reversal. Again, this is something that's very oversold. It doesn't look like it's reversing or coming back anytime soon. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI, straight downtrend. This is a consistent pattern that it had with no other catalyst of it driving the price down or up, right? The margin of profit is nice from like the 560 to around 670 price point and offers a huge margin. But as of right now, there's no direction of this thing pointing up. So I would add this to the pending reversal watch list. Here we go. So we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. Are we going to again, let's not be so quick to jump the gun. Are we gonna see a pullback confirmation and see this thing make higher highs, or is this thing selling off and coming right back down? So well, that's I've explained it already, Bruno. I talked about the market volatility and the inconsistency with the market. So if the market is not consistent, it's as simple as that. Then why would I try to hold something if it's not consistently showing signs of an uptrend? It's that simple. There's no like other form of like that I need to elaborate or anything like that. It's if I don't see value in a consistent uptrend pattern, then I'm not going to hold something for more than one day. All right, here we go. Of course. There we go. Just made same highs or higher highs. Yeah, just made higher highs. So that was a nice little push, almost about 1% since it's pushed up. So good morning, Malcolm. Oh, congrats, Vincent. Ticker symbol rig. Okay, rig is starting to show signs of a potential reversal, but as of right now, I would still like to see higher highs, and it's not really doing that. It has been making like higher lows, but not really higher highs. So it's something that we can definitely follow up with. So great eye. Now we just simply have to follow up with it. Hey, what's going on, Don? Here we go. Right back to its overall support. Now it's pulling back much more than it was before. So I'm gonna take a 50% position here. Whoa, that's not 50%. Okay. All right, here we go. Overall MACD trying to reverse back up, right? The thing that its inverse ETF is doing now that it wasn't doing before when it was really actively pushing up is it would pull back, but it wouldn't hesitate so much at the support. It would pull back and then bounce right back up. It would pull back and then bounce right back up. Now we're getting a lot of consolidating or consolidation showing signs of almost this like, remember this horizontal pattern that we've talked about before. So right around this like general area right here, right? So again, just like we tried to identify reversals on when it so when something was selling off and then it starts to consolidate like this, it's a pattern in which that it stops making higher highs and stops making lower lows, and it shows signs of consolidation, and then the overall direction changes. It begins to make higher highs and higher lows instead of lower lows and lower highs, right? So as of right now, that's pretty much the pattern that I'm seeing. It doesn't mean that I'm 100% correct, and that's why I took that smaller position. And if this thing begins to, again, show signs of an uptrend, then it's something that, again, it's a risk that I'm taking. There we go, and it just made higher highs. Yen back at that resistance. No, I can't tell you why TQQQ isn't pushing up. I don't know, right? It's just based off of technical. So, yeah. Check this out. Let's look at different time frames. Okay. Okay. So look at that volatility. Now we're back up. This thing pushed all the way back up. Like, that's not normal. I'm gonna hold up. Whoa. Okay. Like, that's not normal on how aggressive that thing pushed up. It was down at $53 and it pushed up, so I didn't feel comfortable. I sold at an average price, did you guys see that? Of 53.43, right? So now it's back at the resistance right around 53.50, and now I'm gonna wait for a pullback confirmation. I made the mistake 100%. It's not really a mistake. It's just I took the risk. That's a better way of putting it. Of getting in too early. Now it's really starting to show signs of it making lower lows. And of course, again, it was consolidating right around this general area. I didn't like how quick it pushed up. It just didn't seem normal to me. And now I'm going to wait for a pullback confirmation, as it would make a little bit more sense to me on this. I could either try to get in right now and ride the push up. But again, just because I saw such a hard drop, such a hard pullback, I would expect a pretty aggressive pushback up. So oh, it's under messages. So for those that are asking, or for Scott, if you're asking how did I pull back my last sale, you just go to messages and it shows you all your alerts and all that stuff. So here we go. No, of course, Scott. Thank you again. Here we go. GoPro just pushed above $5.83. There we go, nice little pullback. It's pushing back up. Looks like it built a support right around 550. Can we break below it? Let's look at this. Where are you at? Okay, there we go. We are pulling back. So it should pull back a little bit more. There we go. Come on. This thing needs to pull back a little bit. Yeah, not much there. So So this thing's trying to recover, which means that TQQ should have pulled back. There we go. Okay, 41. Perfect. So now, like, I don't know if it's going to bounce here. We don't know if it, I personally don't know if it's going to bounce here. I can't tell the future, right? So now what I want to see is for it to not make lower lows, for it to really just either consolidate or hold around this this EMA line. And it doesn't look like it did. And that's why we lock in profits, right? So huge sell-off, selling off as of right now. And again, just as quick as it pushed up, it makes sense on why now it's selling off. So now this is at the price point that I almost originally bought at. So now we're going to see, okay, we were able to scalp it nicely. Now it's starting to show signs of a sell-off. Here we go. So now we're starting to see maybe signs of it making higher highs. So I'll take the, dang it. Let's see. Lynn is like saying, so far in the course, you've answered my first 100 questions. That's what it's all about, right? So I'm super happy to hear that. And you guys know that I've been working on this section of the course that's like going to be this, you know how there's like an ETF section and all that good stuff? There's going to be a new section that I told you guys about that I've been working on videos like time after time, and it's like trading on the go, right? So it's like more like being able to perform your technical analysis like on the phone, what indicators I use, like how to be able to manage risk, like for those that are full-time students, for those that are workers and stuff like that. And then the overall mindset and trading style and approach that I like to do when I'm on the go, right? It's usually when I'm traveling or if I'm like when I was in class and stuff like that. And now that when I'm in class, it's not really something that I worry too much about. So, but not only that, but there's a couple other sections that I'm going to be adding. There's one more section that I'm planning on adding, and then one other video. So sections are a series of videos, right? Not only am I adding those two sections, but I'm also going to be adding this other video that I already talked to you guys yesterday about. So the thing is, it's like, there's so many people that have suggested for me to add more videos into like the Learn Plan Profit course. Is I'm very selective, and Justin tells me the same thing. He's like, all right, we need to add more content to Learn Plan Profit. And it's like, I want to make sure if I add a video that there's a purpose for it, that I'm not just adding a video just like I upload a YouTube video, right? Because that's completely different. I want to make sure that the course doesn't become repetitive in any way, and that it makes sense on why the video is there, right? That it's either for some form of structure, or it's going to make it easier for you to understand as time goes on. So, yeah. Here we go. Really nice pullback. SQQ back at its overall support. SQQQ back at its overall resistance. We'll see if we start getting a for the volatility. I like that, Joel. Yeah, if you for whatever reason don't see value in a specific stock, regardless if I trade it or not, if you're just like, oh, it's too inconsistent, it's too aggressive, 100%. I really like that. So do you have any swing trades in mind that might be helpful to others? No, not ones that we haven't already spoken about. Oh no. So now we're starting to make lower lows, and this is the confirmation of like that lower high as well. So that's definitely something that I have to take into consideration before I end up having to bag hold something. So let's check this out. And there he goes, pushing back up again. Let's see. I wouldn't say that the question right now is saying, is this meaning that, well, no, it is. It's showing signs of it being bearish on the day. You're right. I didn't want to say 100%, I mean, because it's still kind of like, it's still the first hour of the market open, so its direction can always change. But as of right now, it's showing you a pattern and direction that's not very attractive, right? There's no question about that. It's not very attractive as of right now. But the volatility is so high that it continues to change its direction. And there we go. It's right back up again. So this is the thing that, like, can make a lot of people uncomfortable. The volatility. I love that. So Ario saying rode from 1330 to 1350, starting to see small consistent gains. That's what it's all about. And there it goes. Back from all the way up to, what was this, 53.20, all the way back down to 52.97. You never answered why you don't look at SPY to determine the direction of TQQ, and it's because I look at its correlating future. Why would I look at a yeah, why would I look at another ETF to understand another ETF's direction? Like, these don't trade during aftermarket hours, so there's no reason for me to make sense of or analyze something that is going to show me the same exact pattern or direction. Yeah, I get that it behaves like the futures of the ETFs, that's fine, but why wouldn't I just focus on the future itself? The future trades during extended hours and even after the market closes. So I'm given more data to analyze and to understand direction. So again, we've been getting that question so many times. I'm sorry that came off. Like, it's just, I've been getting the question, like, why don't I use this to this? Or I don't want, like, if you want to use like the ETFs or indexes that you want to analyze to understand the direction of the ETFs, all power to you. I'm just simply sharing like that. I've talked about it multiple times that I like to focus on futures because they trade after the markets close, and I find that to be so much more important and of value. Huge sell-off. All right, hold up. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to get out. There we go, yeah. All it's showing signs is this thing making lower lows. Hold, oh my goodness. I didn't see this thing sell off this aggressively. All right, looking if it breaks. $49. What a bummer. I was up a little bit over 450 on the day. Now I'm back down to 134. So I'm only up $134 on the day. Bummer. It's all good. Again, we should have paid more. I should have paid more attention to its overall direction. When I saw this thing pushing up and it pushed up to the 53, I should have exited at that price point based off the EMA line. So, yeah, it's all good. Alrighty. Based off of previous patterns, No, I'm not. What's it called? I'm just trying to focus on whatever's actively trending up, right? As we're still seeing TQQ start showing signs of an aggressive sell-off. Based on my experience trading TQQ, it's been showing signs when it sells off, it aggressively like just bleeds for quite some period of time, right? So the RSI is still pointing out, the MACD is still pointing down, it's still showing signs of a sell-off. Looking at NQQ, it is definitely at that bottom VWAP, but it's still showing signs of a continuous sell-off. So definitely something that we want to take into consideration. So right now I'm up a little bit over 60 or no, it's just 30. So we'll see what direction that this thing continues to push up. All right, sweet. So watch out for this MACD, right? And then this overall direction. So it's still showing signs of a continuous downtrend pattern. So although it might start to recover right now, it makes sense on why it can continue to sell off. So let's just be patient. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, just TQQ isn't really holding up very well today. So there we go. 75. Nice little push. We're definitely seeing a slight resistance right here. So I'm just gonna have my order ready to sell. There we go. So watch out for the break below 30, 52.30, there it goes, broke below 52.30, so we just hit lows on the, oh, there it goes, it's starting to recover. So we hit lows of 52.29, and then it just pushed right back up. Okay, so you guys is still the one that's showing signs of the uptrend. So I see that you're asking for me to look at DGAS, but you guys is still the one that's showing signs of an uptrend of it trending up in between the middle and top view up. So I could see that probably DGAS recently pushed up as UGAS recently pushed down, but it's starting to show signs of some consolidation around this general area. So it makes sense on why this thing can continue to uptrend. So I would set your alerts for the break below or above the middle VWAP and focus on that. So there we go. So it just made lower lows. There you go. Look at TQQ bleed. It sucks. Although I'm in SQQQ, I definitely want TQs to start to recover, but just because I see much more like reversal potential on that. So, but yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna send it. So I sold at 13.8326. So $334.78. But let's not forget, I took a loss on this one and I'm down now $91. So altogether, I'm up $243.48 on the day. Again, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna give the market a little bit more time. I honestly do see a lot of reversal potential on TQs, but it's just not there, right? And I know that if I try to trade it now, like if I stay behind my computer, I'm gonna try to trade the reversal. So we're right around, if I'm not mistaken, about that 1 hour mark, or 45 minutes actually, of this live stream. So I want to answer any questions that you guys might have that are open-ended, not about necessarily tickers. So again, no ticker symbols, but open-ended questions closing out the week. What is something that you would like to see more of? I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but my videos on YouTube, I don't know if I'm going to continue. Like, I know you guys don't care too much about the YouTube videos, but I don't know if I'm going to continue to upload 2 videos every single day, because my recap videos, I've been focusing so much. Last week and the 2 weeks before, right? I talked about a lot about like how much money I made of like with trading and stuff like that. It was really to inspire people, and honestly, the feedback that I got, some were good. A lot of it wasn't that well. What wasn't that good? Like, a lot of people just kept asking like why I keep sharing how much money I'm making when it comes down to trading, and I was just like, okay, like, and the views just definitely weren't there also for those specific videos. So I just wanted to ask you, like, what content would you guys like to continue to see? Usually my first video is just talking about my profits, and then after that it's it's a helpful video or something like that. So I was thinking about just, again, ignoring, if you guys don't care how much I'm up or down or whatever the case may be, that I'll keep the groups up to date, but the overall YouTube account, I guess, can just stay relevant to, what's it called? Oh my God, there it goes. Huge sell off. Boom. But yeah. So let us know if you have interest in hosting hosting coffee. Hey, what? Okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Josh, I like that. So, like, why I took a position on TQQ before the overall reversal, it was like the form of risk that it was showing signs of this. So I explained it, that it was showing signs of consolidation for this overall reversal. I knew I took a position beforehand, and then I added more, and then I ended up selling, right? So it made sense to me on why I was doing that, and then I tried to add more to my position, thinking that it was going to, like, reverse back up, but then it never actually did. So I thought we were catching it at a reversal, and again, I got in early. That's part of the risk, and yeah. More day trading, less swing trading, like what we see. Make a video about your mistakes, okay? Okay, I actually really like this, Victor, thank you. Okay, William, I like that. Why don't you use OCO orders? Because I'm actively trading, and I feel like OCO brackets are more effective when I'm not behind the computer screen. Wow, very aggressive sell-off. So huge push up. I missed out big. When did I sell? I sold at 83. I missed that on 10 cents, but that's a lot of money. That's like $150. Hey Ricky, what are your thoughts on trailing stop losses? I think that if you have struggle or trouble cutting losses yourself, that could be something that can help you out. But when it comes down to like you watching it actively, if you can become more disciplined in cutting losses quicker, then I don't think you need a trailing stop loss. But yeah, more options. I'm not going to make any videos about options or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, so maybe some mistakes that you made when you first got started. Okay, single stock and ETF breakdown. I like that. Okay. Would you ever make videos about shorting? Probably not. Car videos are always cool. I like that. Yeah, I really like, so when people say like make videos that I really enjoy to do, the videos that I really like or enjoy to make are either those car edits that you guys see, or the cinematic edits that you see us like do with like. I think we need to make more of a cinematic edit with like myself like trading, and also when we also I haven't done it in a while, but like recognizing members within TechBud Solutions or Learn Plan Profit and shouting them out and like maybe talking about their success just to get a different perspective of why they were successful. Because I really like putting people in like the spotlight, and I think it could be very encouraging for people to continue to do it, and being able to see others be successful as well. So maybe something that I need to do a little bit more. So plug the merch more. I checked out and it looks cool. Oh yeah, I don't know if all of you guys know, but you guys know that we have TechBuds apparel. We just came out with a whole new selection for the fall, and there's a bunch of new designs and stuff like that. So and we're adding a lot more. So you guys can simply search it up on Google, or the link should be down below if you guys want to check it out. It's super, you guys know that I don't like spending a lot of money on clothes. So the shirts are super inexpensive. They're like $15. The hoodies or the sweaters are like, like $19 or $20 or something like that. Like they're very, very affordable, as I wouldn't pay a lot of money for clothes and I wouldn't expect other people to do the same. So I think that's very important to make sure that I share. Oh, I like that, Patrick. Transitioning from how to know when you're ready to start trading with real money. I like that. From fake money to real money. I absolutely like that. Okay, so there's a pullback confirmation. If this thing breaks below 80, I'm out. Make daily blogs. No, I wish I could. I just personally don't have enough time for that. I barely spend any time like making these videos that I upload on YouTube, just going live. It probably takes me 10 to 15 minutes to prepare for those live streams, and just going live for 15 to 30 minutes is already like enough time that if I were to spend any more, it just wouldn't be like effective nor efficient for me and my team. Just with what we have going on, especially for the last 2 months of the year, we just have a lot of tasks and things on our to-do list to knock out, and it just wouldn't be realistic for us. I would love to make daily vlogs when we do something exciting, and trust me, what I do on the day-to-day is not exciting. It's very boring, and I do the same thing every day, so that would die out very quick. There we go. Yeah, it's really writing that. There we go. That's a good way to exit. Here we go. Sell off, recovery. It's been a roller coaster today. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I like that. So more real estate videos and other sources of income. We'll definitely check that out. So why is it that I need another day to be able to trade? Again, unlike you, making more than one trade. I trade at 100% of my account. I'm not too sure if you're under the PDT rule. That might be a reason. Holy crap, I'm just completely not with it today. Yeah, I need to stop. So I'm just gonna, okay, I'm gonna close this out. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. All right, sounds good. So to answer your question about like why is it that you need one more or able to trade unlike you making more than one trade, if you can't make more than one day trade or day trade within one day, it's probably either because you're under the PDT rule or because you have a cash account and you're using your overall account. It's something that we've explained in the course, and you should have a general understanding of like what the PDT rule is, why you have a cash account, and what that allows you and not allow you to do. Appreciate that, Joel. So how do you get yourself ready to buying your first property? That could be definitely something to look into. Honestly, I definitely wasn't ready. It was actually when we were starting to close on the property. So like when I bought, when I made the offer and all that, like that's easy. Like, well, they do all the work, the real estate agent, and they reassure you that you're getting a good price, and you just ask for like similar comps and stuff like that. But then I really started thinking about it, and I'm just like, again, I'm 20 years old, and I'm just thinking about like, holy crap, like I'm signing this like loan for the next 30 years of my life, like 30 years, like I haven't even lived 30 years, right? So it's just like for the next 30 years. So then I was like, oh my God, till 50, I'm gonna have this loan. But then I was just like, okay, well, I'm buying this house and it's not that expensive. So if it comes down to it, I still think that I'm getting a good price. And understanding like with the down payment and all that and how much that I'm actually going to take the loan out for, I would be able to pay the house even with how much I was making back then in about like 5 to 6 years. So I did the math of like how much I could save to like put towards the house and then how much I would end up, having left and stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, 5 to 6 years. Like that's still a huge commitment. I've never had a commitment that large. That's almost like 1/4 of my life and stuff like that. So just thinking about it like that in that perspective was a little bit sketchy. But I'll definitely. I just wanted to share that with you just in case I don't end up making the video. Definitely like. I think if you have a good real estate agent, that should be part of like what they do, and just reassuring you and making you feel confident about the investment that you're about to make, because you should, and if you don't, then you probably shouldn't be making it, right? And that's really just it. So yeah, TQQQ going back up. The market's been so inconsistent. I'm kind of like done today, but yeah, I had a really good day. I don't think I actually shared it with our group, but the day that I had, I think it was on Tuesday, I was able to cover a little bit over $2,000. So, but again, just because of the backlash, after I uploaded those videos of like the $5,000, my first week over $5,000, like the amount of backlash that I got in like direct messages and stuff like that, and in comments, were just like, oh, you're just trying to like show off, or not everyone's trading with over $25,000 and stuff like that. Like I really just found it as excuses of like what people were making for me to not share that information. So I was just like, okay, I'm over it. It doesn't help anybody by me sharing how much money I make. So I just stopped. But yeah. But yeah. So alrighty guys. So I know. And you guys sound like my team. I don't know why. I'm someone that like, personally doesn't like upsetting people. And I know that when I do upset them or I see like a bunch of negative comments, all I think about is like, well, what does like my Learn Plan Profit and Tech But Solutions community take of this, right? Like, what are they seeing by seeing a bunch of people like bash me? I mean, I really do appreciate it when you guys do, but like, I don't like you guys having to also like defend me in the comments, because it's like, I don't want to put you in a situation where then you get a comment to you and it could discourage you or make you feel anything like it's just, it could subjugate you. And that's the last thing that I want. So that's why I'm just like, okay, well, it's not worth, like, that video is not worth making someone feel like inferior. So then I'm just like, okay, I'll just stick to making helpful videos, because right after I make those videos, I don't know if you guys see them, like, I'll probably make a video today just to test it out. I'll probably clear a little bit over $500. I'll make like how I made $500, and you guys will see right after it finishes uploading, we'll have like 5 to 6 dislikes. There's always like 5 to 6 people that always just come right back to the video, I swear, just to dislike it. So it's freaking hilarious, but it's like it's just annoying. But yeah, so I know we shouldn't even be talking about that, but I want to thank you guys again for your time. We're a little bit over that 1 hour mark. I had an absolute blast. We were up a little bit over 450. Now I'm up a little bit over 170. So definitely pulled back quite a bit, gave back a good amount of my profits, and it has to do with the risk management that I took. I don't want to call it over trading. You guys saw that there was a reason for every single time that I bought and sold something. I just tried to predict reversals a little bit too much, and I can take notes right away that right after trying to predict reversals, it wasn't in my favor today, especially now with the stocks that I'm trying to trade. So focus less. I'm going to focus less on trying to predict reversals and just going more with the flow, especially with the ETFs that I'm trading as of today. So I want to thank you guys again for your time. Let's just make sure that we continue to understand that whatever it is that we're investing today, let's understand the direction and that the margin of profit is worth it. So thank you guys again for your time. Hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your Friday. If I don't catch you again today, hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you in our Sunday Stock Talk. Please be safe, have fun, and make someone smile today. Again, guac is always good on green days, and we'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, team.